What up, guys? This is me, Brandon, and I decided to make a second video today as far as my Integra goes, which originally had a G23 on it, then I turboed it, and then I built a custom G22 non-VTEC engine. Surprisingly, we're on non-VTECs today. It's January 1st, 2024. Happy New Year's, everybody. So this is my second video today, and I just want to explain about this engine and what this is. I did do a build video on how to build this engine back in my older videos, but this is basically where my car's at now. Unfortunately, I'm getting ready to pull the engine out because this engine has developed a rod knock, and it's became pretty bad, and I even tried swapping bearings out, and the crank is just so far done. Unfortunately, that sucks because this is a JDM F22B crank, so it's kind of like, yeah, I can't get those. But all right, where I'm at, so this is my F22B block with a VTEC head, but it's non-VTEC, right? So I've got this engine. This is it's still running the same cams as before. It's technically the same G23 head, the same concept as far as the water pump is the exact same, and the water pipe is the exact same. Those two parts that I made prior for my G23 engine just swapped over, no problems. I actually think I just made a new water pump for this one, so that way I had a fresh one. But more or less, this engine is a it is a 85 millimeter F22. Basically, it's F22B, which came with the twin cam, but that's a whole nother page, and we're not on that subject. I actually did make a video called what is a G23 non-VTEC, so that's going to be posted here shortly. But that was my first one today. So this one, basically, I took an F22B block, which was a twin cam, and I got this engine from a friend named Lee Scrogbro, I believe. He's on Facebook. I think he's in Ohio, which is north of me. I'm in Missouri, and I had another buddy with a semi-truck bring it down here for me. So he delivered it for me. He was passing through the town. It's perfect timing. It's like it was meant to be, and he just ended up picking it up. So, okay, back on the subject of what this is. It's an F22 block, yes, but it's not. It's more, this block is actually more designed after the F23. I wish I had the girdle, and technically I do in the back of my car. Let me walk around this thing. This is the girdle right here. It's the same girdle that they use on an F23. So technically this engine is a F23 block. It has 55 millimeter mains. Technically it is an F23 block. It has 55 millimeter mains, and it has basically a H23A crank in it, the H23 VTEC crank. That's the factory crank for it. Basically I did a 55 millimeter JDM block G22, and this one I made non-VTEC. And the reason why I did that is because I just love the sound of how the single lobe VTEC lobe sounds like. It sounds like a cammed out 350. I actually have a video of that I'm going to post too as well. But a cammed out 350 is what this thing sounds like when it's on when it's running, it's idling. Okay, so as far as like pistons wise, what did I use? So pistons, rod and stroke ratio, basically I use the original F22B crank, which is the same crank as an H23 VTEC from Japan. Same crank. It's the 85 or that H23 VTEC one with the 55 millimeters. Yes. So uses the same crank as that. And as far as the rods go, I just bought a standard off-the-shelf eBay H23 rod and F22A1 Eagle rod. You know, just a standard one that they sell. It's like $300. I bought those. And then, as far as pistons, what did I use piston-wise? This does not have K-Series Type S pistons like the normal K20 engines. It does not have that. This technically has F20B pistons. Yeah, the twin cam, dual overhead cam, iron sleeved F20B, and it has stock bore. I did not bore this over. I did not do any machine work to this except for putting Chris Boyette's, on Facebook. I put Chris Boyette's epoxy in this engine. So this is another engine that has his epoxy, and I talked about that in my first video, about how well that stuff works. And honestly, like, I have a 3-core radiator with a fan on it, but like I never had any cooling issues, nothing like that, never overheated, nothing. The only thing this thing had was just it developed a rod knock. And honestly, that's probably my fault due to not running this engine enough. And I think that condensation and water could have gotten inside the engine, because this, you know, it's been sitting in outside pretty much for like maybe 3 years. Maybe since I originally built it, maybe this motor probably only has like maybe 500 miles on this max. So like, I just don't get enough time into them to drive it enough and stuff. And it's extremely loud with the 1320 header and the hood exit. And like, I ain't trying to like make all my neighbors mad. And you can see how close I am to the neighbor's house there. So, but it's kind of my area. I got a mess I gotta pick up. I got my daughter a trampoline. I posted in the other video that I had a daughter, and she's been my whole world, so that's why I haven't been able to really do much as far as like, you know, time and making videos and stuff. So or even working on anything. Another reason why this one sat for so long. And okay, this has only been blown up technically for, I want to say since July, so like maybe 6 months. So it's only been blown up for like maybe 4 to 6 months that I know about, and I've already pulled the parts off of it, like oil pumps and stuff. And I honestly think that my oil pump went bad. I think my oil pump went bad, and that's what could have caused my bearings to failure, or condensation from setting for so long, because it did set for a good solid year. Now mind you, I would come out and start it up and just let it warm up, but that's really all I did. Honestly, I didn't do nothing else to it other than, I mean, every now and then I'd drive it around the block. So this is still running the Bro Performance H2B kit plateless. Still got that stuff. I've still got my engine block modifications, my homemade custom motor mount, and my ESP, like split speed performance John Gordon's traction bar. I don't know if you can see it, but it's still rocking all that stuff. I got this here oil catch can, and on this new engine I plan on running the new setup as far as valve cover and stuff goes. So the blue valve cover will be gone, guys, but you guys will love the new one. Also found this rare Sick Bird, and I think Sick Bird is technically out of I think they're out of business right now, but I found this rare Sick Bird timing tensioner, and it's brand new except for it got put on my engine. It's never even been like ran, honestly. Like, it's just been sitting here. I haven't even started it with this on. I put it on after the engine blew up. And I did that just for mock-up purposes to see how it would clear my mount, which is really fucking close. But it does clear. There is clearance there on it. See, I can move it. I actually had to shave and modify the Bro Performance mount to clear for that as well. You know, it's fine. I don't care. I want it to work the way I want it to work. So, yeah, I got to change and modify my stuff, I will. I'm the guy building it, right? So, I'm rocking a Euro R intake manifold, which basically has just the, you know, the standard Roscoe modifications and stuff, Roscoe Racing, 70 millimeter throttle body, custom made filter that I got from AutoZone, and by the way, that was like $100. It's super expensive. Like, I should have bought one on eBay for like $10, but I didn't, I guess. Yeah, so basically this is the condition of my G22 non-VTEC, or VTEC all the time, whatever you want to call it. So this is and basically, you know, it's basically a direct swap over of the G23, and technically you can use any F22 block. I just chose this one just because I had it and it was rare, and it was kind of like just a thing I wanted to do. So this engine is an F22B bottom end H22 VTEC PDE head, right? And this head's been ported and polished on the inside. I did that in between motor builds. So this head is yeah, it's a 2000 PDE head. It's not a Euro R, but it's the American one, but it's the same cast, so the Euro R intake just bolts up directly, no problems. So, in fact, any intake bolts up, no problems. It has ARP head studs, F20B pistons, H23 eagle rods, stock crank for the F22B. As far as like any F22, you can use any F22 engine block, any F23 engine block technically to do this setup, but specifically for the F22s, I suggest if you want to make power, all motor wise, unless you're going turbo, it has iron sleeves, so if you go turbo, they do make Eclipse pistons, 4G63 pistons that directly drop in. I don't think there's really any modifications, and you can buy those forged pistons for the 85 millimeters relatively cheap. That's another subject that y'all can look into. I'm still studying that myself as far as F22 blocks. But this engine, I put F20B pistons in, so you can rock F20B pistons, so the same bore. And if you rock the H23 rods, the H23A1s, and the F22A1 Eagle rods, you can the pistons just go directly onto it, no problems. And in all honesty, I think if you found a set of H23 VTEC rods that have the snap rings, that those would work as well too. You can do it with stock rods too, but they're just rarer rods. It's easier to buy them. Buy a set of Eagles. So more or less, this is my G22 non-VTEC or VTEC all the time build, and this is just kind of like my second video of the day, and I want to just kind of post a couple of them for you guys because it's been such a long time. It's been like 3 years since I posted, and I just want to show you the condition of the cars. This engine's getting pulled out today. It's January 1st. It's getting pulled out, and I'm getting the new engine to be modified to put into this one, and it's a surprise. It's a bone stock motor. It's only got ARP head studs in it, no epoxy, nothing like that. It's a stock engine. I'm going to do a motor build on it. It's just going to stay all motor for a second, just because I am going back to full VTEC though, just for the drivability and reliability of it. Not that the non-VTEC stuff had any issues. It's just, it's really choppy and it's really loud, and it sounds amazing. Definitely turns heads. But we'll get into another video. So this is my second one for today. This is my G23 or G22 non-VTEC. Thanks guys. This is Brandon from G Swaps. This is my outro, and have a nice day. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.